Before you move on to the speaking and listening practice exercises, here are a few things to note when using going to. We're going to focus on the contractions when using going to. Let's have a look. So note that we often contract the subject and the verb to be. The verb to be is am, is, and are when using going to. So for example, I am going to contracts to I'm going to. So for example, instead of saying I am going to visit Italy next month, you can simply say I'm going to visit Italy next month. So you can contract I and am. When you use he, she, and it with going to, you can contract the subject with is. So you can say he's going to, she's going to, or it's going to. For example, he's going to visit Japan. She's going to go swimming. Or it's going to fall. And when you use we, you, or they are going to, you can contract these to we are going to, you're going to, or they're going to. Now, when using the negative, we can also contract some words. When you use the subject I, we can say I'm not going to. Similar to the positive, contract I and am. With the other subjects, we have two options. Have a look at these. For he, she, and it is not going to, we can either contract he and is to become he's not, or we can contract is and not to become he isn't. For example, he's not going to visit Japan, or he isn't going to visit Japan. So the two options mean the same thing. Similarly, we can say she's not, or she isn't going to, it's not, or it isn't going to. And it's very similar with we, you, and they are not going to. We can contract we and are, or we can contract are and not when using we. For example, we're not going to, or we aren't going to. With you, we use you're not, or you aren't going to. And they're not, or they aren't going to. That's the only thing you need to note for going to. So use these contractions in your spoken English. They make you sound much more fluent and much more natural. Instead of saying every single word, I am not going to go to school today, contract I and am. I'm not going to go to school today. So it makes you sound really, really fluent and natural. Make sure you move on now to the speaking and listening practice activities and download the MP3s to train your brain.